Welcome to TBS, Tarot by Sadie. I'm in a very quiet mood today. In the background, you might hear our neighborhood hound barking up a storm. When her children aren't home, she acts crazy and bothers everybody for hours. I'd like to thank Maria War Soldier for my beautiful sage bundle and ruby necklace, which is not cursed anymore. She knows what I mean. Okay, so today's going to be a little bit different. I want all of you to envision the perfect place that you'd like to live, the perfect situation you'd like to be living in, and what kind of bare, raw state you would like to be able to express yourself with. This is kind of going to be a goddess type situation, but it has to do with sexuality in the earth and how to start at the beginning, the inside, the core of yourself, the base of yourself, to get to where you need to be. Smoky quartz, carnelian, and mookaite. The Roya deck, the Vampirella deck, and the Sexual Magic deck. I'm gonna shuffle them all. Pick one, obviously. That's what we're doing here today. It isn't a dark thing. I just want to be close to the beginning. Primeval type desire. Something important that all of us have. For Rob and anyone else watching who is a god, wants God advice, you can use the same thing. I'm not trying to leave you out. I'm a forest person. I really enjoy all the elements, but I'm a Virgo Libra cusp, and the air of the forest and the ground of the forest somehow make me very happy. When I'm around water, I feel a lot better in general. So if there's a creek, it's good. But I don't know exactly how to describe my water relationship. It's very confusing to me also. But whatever is going on with that, I'm a forest person, really. And that's why labradorite is the stone that really calls to me as my own. Especially because it's about psychic protection. And abilities. I have sage on, Nag Champa, and the sage has lemongrass smell on it too, which is exciting. I don't know if you can see my adorable stand for my amethyst. I got at the Peddler's Mall this weekend. Magic stuff to find there. Getting crowded. A lot of people don't know who Vampirella is anymore. She's a comic book character. I think she was from the early 70s on. A favorite with men, but an interesting character about being strong when you're alone. When you're the last of your kind. When you're always on the outside looking in. You can still be your sexual self and do good with your life. And still have a purpose. Still fight the battles that are needed. Okay. If you pick Carnelian, Vampirella, you got an extra card. She didn't come out of the deck, I just felt like she was part of it. So, this extra card is the Three of Swords. And, of course, it means heartbreak, destruction of your feelings. But it also has the Star, the Seven of Wands, and the Lovers, and the Magician. So this is a really heavy hand here, and exciting. So you've been on the defensive for a while about who you are and the hope that you could have. You think you have power as a magician, but you also know a man that has been, or a woman, Rob, that has been magic in your life, but kind of hurting you at the same time. Lovers has been something you've been wanting, but the betrayal is getting annoying and it's getting old. If you want to get out of this, there's a way to be hopeful and cautious, but still be like protective and careful. So the Star goes to the elements, goes to nature, and realizes that when things are not as they should be, if she goes to the water, she'll be able to drag up easily hope. What is the water for you? Is it actual water? Is it alone time? Something that you need to become your authentic sexual self is to become a little bit more sacrosanct in what you're doing. Because you don't want this to happen again. And this person has been hurting you. And you've been able to get away from all of this, but this is going to keep happening unless you can renew yourself on a regular basis. It's annoying to find time to go and learn and gather yourself. Perhaps it means getting a massage, but whatever the water is for you, it will be waiting there. It's going to be there every time you need it. Go back often, every night perhaps, and ask for help. Ask the universe/God for help with what you need, and believe that the faith and hope that you want will come to you. You'll be able to have hope, you'll be able to believe, and that in time you'll be strong. So that's the carnelian in the Vampirella deck. And smoky quartz. All right. Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, the World, and inverted Page of Wands. So, it's kind of an odd one. Have you been fighting with your son or daughter? Do they keep giving you, you feel like they're taking away part of who you are because they question everything that you're doing? Instead of seeing this as, I understand that this is just a child acting like this. All children do this. Some are more intense about it than others because they want to learn more. And I need to just let this phase pass and help the person, help the kid get through it. Instead you're taking it personally, and it's undermining who you are as a person, and you're starting to resent your child. You forget that when you were a kid, you acted similar, and when people tried to stop you without trying to help, you became very angry. And that's also what your son or daughter will do. They just want to learn about the world. They want to learn about how to become an adult. And if you stifle that by taking it personally, you're showing her that every time you're questioned, you question who you are. That's not what should be happening here. And when this is hurting your whole life right now, when you go to bed with your partner, when you try to go out with friends, when you're in your home trying to parent, this person, this child, you think is getting in your way and becoming a problem. Actually, your insecurity is feeding a horrible, it could raise its ugly head, in other words, and this kid could get messed up because of it. So, okay. 7 Wands. Similar to maybe not watching parenting guides or anything like that, but remembering that this kid is just one of billions that has questioned. And it's nothing against you. No matter if they say, you're dumb or something like that. Children say whatever. It doesn't mean anything about you. And if you're afraid of the kid, you'll teach the kid to be afraid. So, show the kid that the world is a good place and that you can still be yourself no matter what happens. This isn't you getting backed up. This is actually you backing up yourself and becoming stronger by using logic every time the kid acts up, quote unquote. Think back. What was I like? I remember being like that. So don't let this ruin the relationship you have. Because kids are blessings, and you were given this one in particular on purpose. You signed up for it a long time ago or whatever. And he or she needs your best self, not your scared self. And the moo kite. 10 coins, star. Knight of coins, 8 of coins. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So, generationally, you've been able to gather your identity, your structure, and your financial foundation, which is kind of your identity as a person, in a way, from your family. And you've been able to use the craftsmanship that they have done to help yourself and others, and you build upon it, and you become what you are today. Your family's proud of you. You picked someone as a partner that sees the same way you do, that's come from the same background, and that you guys are going forward together as your families have planned and as you have wanted. You have hope for the future. But there's one thing that is a little bit, this picture looks perfect, but there's something that you have lost, the hope has died. And it's being able to see your partner as somebody that you want to be sexual with. Eight of Swords. So there's a lot going on in this card. Cheating could happen if you are not careful. Sometimes people go outside their marriage on advice from someone, or the spouse says it's okay. I'm not talking about those situations. This is where your spouse needs stuff of you, and you're sick of giving it to them because you feel like you actually have more talent for the... you feel like you pull more weight than he does, and he does a good job, but that you're more powerful than him. And you would like to find a man that inspires you sexually because he's manly and more powerful, you think, than you are. Going and doing this will topple the thing that you've wanted. It will hurt your family. It will take away the skills and prowess that you have. He will be lost to you. And your hope for the future will actually go away. You'll be lost for a long time if you pursue thinking of going somewhere without him. Going to a swinging event, going to a dungeon, going to a club, going online, watching porn, all of these things, doing them solitary means you're contemplating getting ready to step out on him and find sex elsewhere. It seems like your individuality is being threatened by the situation that you've chosen for yourself. And you want to make sure you're still potent, and you want to feel sexy again, in other words. Everyone does. You're getting older, and you don't want to lose what you've been given. You want to be able to be free to show off the body and moves that you've been given. Anyway, Unfortunately, when people try to find themselves that way, there's always a consequence that's just as negative as the positive they got out of it, and almost always worse than the positive they got out of it. This is like a law of the universe. I don't know if it's karma or if it just is logically some kind of cause and effect thing, or if it's spiritual. But if you want to deal with, you don't want to deal with this anymore because you think you can't find what you want in him. However, if you take all of the talent and skills and problem solving that you have had throughout your life and apply it to this situation, you'll be able to become a muse and siren for him in a way you never were before. You'll be able to make one move, have one look at him, and he'll do certain things for you. He'll act a certain way. He'll be more proud of himself, and he'll get more manly. There's actually ways to do this. And it makes you feel sexual good again, and also your identity too, but also preserves what you have made. So whenever this beautiful person, who, by the way, has never thought of leaving you ever at all, and is very happy in his situation with you and the children, there's a secret. If you think of him as a child, as a little boy, during sex, there's a way where you can dominate him or act like a mother that he will find very interesting and exciting. And if you think of him as dominant sexually, and you become like a little girl, daddy-daughter thing, etc., you'll be able to see him underneath what his actual real desires sexually are, because all men have something they want to do where they dominate. You'll be able to see the excitement of him again, and you'll be able to feel excitement about your own sexuality. If you go to one of the places where you could learn these things, bring him along. Even if he's going to be embarrassed or you're going to be embarrassed he's there, it's more important to go on this journey together. He's a good man and he's done a lot for you. Any of the men that you had wanted or will want to have sex with beside him, they're single for a reason. And it's not because they're the best guy. A lot of things happened or they chose that were wrong and or negative in some way that could hurt you, what would hurt you. It isn't like an eat, pray, love situation. This is different because you actually know who you are. You just are losing it right now, you think, but it isn't really lost. This little boy / emperor that you have been with, it's hard to see them anyway but the day-to-day person that they are to you. But focus on your needs and wants of how to get him. There is a book by Robert Greene called The Art of Seduction, and I would highly recommend that book. It's amazing, and it tells you all the muses and powerful ladies of past centuries, how and why what they did to get things out of heads of state, etc. Cleopatra being number one. It also gives you little secret insights into human nature that you'll need to play these special fun games with him. So happy reading with that. Don't give up, any of you. And that's Moo Kite. So I want to assure all of you that whatever happens to you in the future, there's a path where you can get to where you want to be that isn't annoying, that isn't going to drain your soul dry. And it may seem like you can't find it, but being creative is how to get there. Seeking is how to get there. Never stop seeking. There was something I wanted to say last night to somebody, and I said it, but I wanted to say it again. And it's that people don't want to trust others when they've been hurt so much. And so they start to depend on themselves and become hermit-like. And they start to live in a world all their own. And that means that you're protected in a way, but it also means, and in control, but it also means you're losing perspective and you're not getting fellowship that you need. It's hard to deal with people. It really is. But if you don't, your purpose is not being met. And if you have kids, it actually hurts them very much. So there's a way to move forward and be careful, but still protect yourself, but still go forward. It's kind of like go forward in life and pick the people that are on your same path or a similar path. Call it tribe, whatever, but just if you pick someone to be in your life, make sure it's a choice and make sure that person makes your life better and understands who you are on your journey because they're on a similar one. When you let people in that don't understand you and that are trying to go somewhere else, it's going to cause you to stop growing. This happens every time to everyone, and moving forward, be selective and use your choice to get what you want. Who you are as a person, who you are sexually, will be stifled if you do not go on the path with the people that are going where you are. And some people will drop off, some people will come and new and then go away again. But while they're on the path with you, having the burdens you do, walking forward like you are, embrace them. Bring them into your life, maybe even into your home, and extend to them the good things that you've been given, and it will be given back to you. But even if you love people, even your family, and they're on a different journey, bringing them along is going to disrupt a lot of things for both of you. You may think that they can't do things alone, and maybe they can't right now. But if you carry them, and they don't want to go where you're going, they're going to fight you. So who you are is who your friends are when you are going forward. You know how people said to you when you were a kid, what was it like? You are who your friends are, or if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? We think that, that's only like part true or part of the situation. Actually, it's a big part of the situation. At work, help everyone, be close to everyone in a way that's warm and kind. But don't tell people your stuff. Don't let people in unless you know they're a kindred spirit. Putting your pearls before swine is something that we are warned about in the Bible. And whatever you're doing, always think of it as, is it going to further others towards this goal of this journey I'm on? Remember, your children are watching you, and your journey to find your own sexuality, your own personal womanhood/manhood is so important that if you stop growing, you hurt everyone around you. This was Tarot by Sadie, and I hope you have a good day. See you next time.